Hello.
Hi everyone, welcome to Conjure Crew. My name is Mademoiselle Lynna and this is Mambo Tonya. She's back.
I know I'm back. It feels good to be back too. I feel like I've been gone forever.
You have.
I mean, what, has it been 3 weeks, almost a month? Because getting ready for the trip and everything. So yeah, it's been a while. So Lynna called me late last night and she's like, I have this idea for a topic, and it was about acts of kindness. Doing things for people, especially with everything going on in the world right now where we got Facebook bullies, we got, things going on in the media. And so we got a lot of gloom and doom energy.
Mm-hmm.
So when she brought it up, I was like, okay, yeah, it's a good idea because a lot of people, we do live by this. I know for sure she does. 100%. This one over here has a good heart. She's always doing something. I've never even seen you come over empty handed.
Oh, because you have to do all white. There's your bag.
Oh, you know what? You shady. You shady and you sneaky, but I love it. Y'all look at my witches. Look, wait. I got to show you the purple one. So the purple one, she did like a matching set. It was like the tarot bag, the spread, everything. In fact, my spread is purple and it's drying in the laundry room. But look at this. Y'all, this is beautiful. And a lot of y'all, it's hard to even, let me see if I can show you. With these bags, they expand. Okay, look at this. Look at this bottle. You could put a ton of stuff in this thing, and it holds everything. It expands. You could probably put too much into it, but thank you. You didn't even have to do that. I appreciate you.
I got other stuff too. I'm just not finished.
Well, what are you talking about?
I got your hat.
You made me.
This one covers your whole head.
I knew you was up to no good.
But I gotta finish everything off. I didn't get everything.
I should have known you was okay. So here we go with the acts of kindness. So this is what I'm talking about. You don't ask her for anything. You never say anything, and she always comes with bearing gifts or doing something like that. I wish I could be consistent with that because I'm not. I will say, what was it? Before I left, I went to Starbucks and somebody paid for my order.
Oh yeah, the one in front of you.
Yeah, so the person in front of me paid for the order. So I get up there and I'm digging for my money and everything, and the lady goes, "Oh no, the guy ahead of you took care of it." So I was like, "Oh," so of course I was like, "Well then let me pay for the card behind me." And she was like, "Ma'am, they have a big order." They have a big order. So I was like, are we talking a $10 big order or are we talking over $20? And she's like, oh, it's probably going to be about 20 something dollars. So I was like, all right, hit me with 25. Hit me with 25. And it took care of their order. But it was the simple fact that the guy started the energy.
It's contagious.
Yeah, because it wasn't like I felt obligated to do it. But it was almost like, damn, you paid for my banana nut bread and my hot chocolate. Let me go ahead and, make this person behind me happy. And so happens, probably was a family. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they paid it forward, but then after that, you got to let go of it, right? So acts of kindness, and sometimes we come from people that have very generous hearts, very talented people. Thank you. I really am. I don't know why you're trying to make me cry on this goddamn live coming back, but I'm not going to do it.
No, don't cry.
But it's one of those things where you appreciate, because especially with handmade things like this, you guys, this is time. This is effort. This is literally like, putting in a lot into and I love homemade gifts. I love them. I love them better than store bought. I mean, I won't turn my back on anything, but when somebody makes me a card or sends me a note, it's that much more kind. Share some stories with us with Pay It Forward, with the kindness that you've seen.
There's one for the whole head.
In the craziness for the whole head.
Yeah, so you can cover all your hair.
This is too cute. They're going to be thinking, what is this?
Yeah, I'm not done yet. Keep talking.
Okay. I'm like, Lynna, wait. She keep pulling shit out her bag, y'all. I am grateful. This is too cute.
So that'll cover the whole head. That's why I was asking you, are you supposed to cover your whole head?
My whole head, yes.
Or just
it's supposed to be covered. No. I freaking love this.
It's a beret. Look, you're holding it wrong.
Okay.
You know, like what's her name? Monica Lewinsky.
Out of all the people you could have brought up, Monica Lewinsky was the one you thought about.
Prince, raspberry beret.
There you go.
But I was trying to get you to picture
Thank you. Yeah, because I have not Monica Lewinsky anybody in a long time. Hold up, you guys. I got to go off camera. Oh, my God. Okay. How is it? Get me right.
There you go.
All right. Let me come back on. Oh, it's too cute. And it's not tight. It's comfortable.
Because you usually have a lot of hair.
Yeah, but I like it because I can build up with it. This is freaking perfect. Okay, so we all know I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled now. I love this. I can wear it up. I can bring it down.
You can put your locks in it and throw it all in there.
Oh, I love it, Lynna. And I love, how did you know how big my head was? How did you size it? You just went big, didn't you?
I really did because of
my forehead.
No, the locks. I really was thinking about putting all, you know how sometimes
oh, I was like, yeah, you knew I had a big forehead because I do have a 5 head. Oh my God. Okay, you guys. So I know y'all, she got me with the Monica Lewinsky too. So talk about random acts of kindness. What have y'all been experiencing? If you had it happen, if you've done it. I mean, we have had so much craziness in the last couple of years that, it's hard to find kindness. You have internet bullies. You have people that are pushing you to your edge. We got people that are frustrated, irritated. I've been getting more irritation than anything with a lot of people around me, especially on Facebook, especially on social media.
Girl, after last year, 2020, I changed my religion, the whole religion.
Yeah.
Because people are so ugly. And that was one thing I wanted to say too. If you notice negative people around you, people who are constantly making racist remarks or putting up racist memes or, just any kind of negativity, even people who are victims. The people who play the victim all the time irritate the shit out of me. They really do. So remove yourself from that negativity. You don't have to put up with that. And if it means change your religion, then get the hell out. Get away from those people.
Some people, the negativity is their family.
I deleted a bunch of my family.
Yeah, some people it's their family.
I'm down to 299 friends. And I don't care because my friends, I'm happy with the ones I got.
Well, I think, honestly, people come to a point in their lives, whether it's through trauma, like a pandemic, losing people, or whether this is just getting older or coming to some place where you feel comfortable with yourself in your life, that you just know what you want and what you don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
I
don't have time for mess and negativity because just like random acts of kindness, that negativity will rub off on people too. That stuff's infectious too.
It does. And then too, I've been seeing fake random act of kindness. I've had people.
You can't be fake about it. Well, you can, I guess, but it won't do you.
Yeah, you have some people that do it. I've had some people that have done some nice things for me, and then I get the screenshots of them talking shit about me. So it's like, okay, why are you giving me gifts, but you're talking about me in the same breath?
Right.
Unless you just you want attention or you want people to think that you're a nice person. But it's
I'm not nice, y'all. I'm really not. But here's the deal.
She does have a good heart. She has her moments, right?
I don't waste my energy working other people unless it's absolutely necessary. Because when it's necessary, I'm going to give them every fucking thing I got. So I'm not going to waste energy on people that don't matter.
True.
They just don't matter.
Well, you came to that point, like you say, you changed your religion. And I think for some people, it is spiritual. It could be spiritual or religious conversion when you realize that what you're anticipating or trying to get out of life does not connect with you anymore.
No, because the people were ugly, and they,
Yeah.
everything through the whole pandemic, the racist stuff, the political stuff, it was just like, enough.
Mm-hmm.
I've had enough.
I think a lot of people struggled with that because they saw people for who they really are. And I think that's probably the hardest thing. I've lost clients this year because of that, because of some comments on their Facebook that I was like, wow, I didn't know this person thought this way. One of my good clients, and I've been massaging her for 12 years, she made a comment about Black people being on government assistance and getting their nails done and their hair done, or no, it was government assistance or child support, getting their hair done and getting their nails done and not taking care of their kids. As a single mom who was on public assistance, who did have to wait and take their ex back to court to even get any type of child support, I was offended by that.
Oh, let me tell you. Can I tell you?
Yeah, you can tell me.
I'm a single mom too, and I have Medicaid. I still have Medicaid for my kids.
And Medicaid is freaking awesome when you have children and you're struggling.
And
it is.
When I get my child support payments, let me tell you something. If I want to go do something, I go do that, because that child support payment, as far as I'm concerned, is a bonus. Because I've been taking care of them kids every day without that money.
Well, I think what I did was I kind of slid into her messages, and I was like, we pay into this. We pay into this. So
that ain't even the point to me, is you take care of your babies regardless.
You should be able to do what you want to do with your money. I don't care. I'm like you. If I'm paying the bills and I get an extra $300 from the ex that should have been paying for the kids in the first place, you get to use that money how you want to use it. But I think for a lot of people, you pay into that. You have every right. Assistance is it's there for people who get down on their luck, that need something to sustain them until they can get back up. However you choose to use it is on you. But it really kind of, what got me with her was that I thought better of her. Mm-hmm. I thought she was more compassionate.
There was a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I thought she was a compassionate, empathetic person, and that some of her posts made me think, wow, not only are you not compassionate, but you have an issue with Black people. You have an issue.
Well, I'm not Black.
But she's white. But it just, I never got that vibe from her.
It's not Black people that's on this.
But that was her perception. Her assumption was Black people, this is what Black people do. No. And I was like, wow. I was like, you never had children. You never had to be in that position. But yet you're speaking on it, and I felt that was so wrong. And then it was one of those things where the next post is, I'm a good person. The angels bless me. And I was like, make up your fucking mind. You good or you not good?
Maybe she's saying her affirmations.
Well, she could be. But
trying to tell herself she's a good person.
But I think the whole thing about it is like somebody was saying, it's false. There's some false acts of kindness out there. Mm-hmm. There's some people out there that are putting on acts when it's not really them. And then there's people out there that are genuine. And I think that makes it so freaking hard to figure out how to trust people in this climate. You wanna connect with people that maybe share same values, whatever that is. But when you have somebody that may be putting on,
that's a bandana.
Just to kind of put across my top.
Yeah, like that. That's why I was asking, did you have to cover
my neighbor is going to be out here like, what the hell is he already think that I'm I'm trying to be an angel. This is too freaking cute. What the hell is that?
Well, if you get cold.
Lynna, look now, God damn it. This is it. This is enough. When did you have time to do all this? I was only gone, 3 weeks?
Well, I have a blister.
Lord have mercy. I love you. I do. You know what? Maybe we need to tell people this while they still alive. Shit, what the hell?
I'm sticky. I can't even get my sweater
Well, take your thing off. Get comfortable. I love you. I appreciate you. This is more than what I even deserve. I can't even understand why you're doing. What did I do?
You.
I'm like, what did I do?
You became restricted, and you can only do white, so you had to have white stuff.
So you took it upon yourself to make sure everything was going to be white when I came back home?
Yeah, you got a tarot card bag, right? Ready?
Acts of kindness. Acts of kindness.
And I saw this pattern and I wanted to try it.
You know, one of the things, and I never try to choose friends on what they can do for me or vice versa. And I don't think we play tit for tat. She's a lot more thoughtful than I am, because I don't think about it sometimes. Like, I'll show up at your house and be like, oh, you want to go get something to eat? And it might be, let's go grab something to eat, or let's go pick something
You
up.
came over to my house and asked where the food was.
That normally is the first thing when I go to anybody's house is,
No,
where is the food?
But I had invited you for dinner.
Yeah, but even coming over here, I'm like, if anybody has been to my home, whatever I have here is yours. Lynna has slept in my bed. She's been comfortable here. And that's the way I take care. That's my love language. I'm a service person. But she literally puts the cherry on the top of it. So if you've ever had someone like this in your life, cherish them, because really all this is above and beyond. I'm kind of speechless. I don't even know what to say. Thank you doesn't even seem like enough.
It's fine. But you needed it.
Even when Yoda was alive, guys, she would get a pup cup for Yoda. Everybody would get something. And I was like, okay, this is unreal. But this is her energy. Sometimes, and I've dealt with people in the community, you will come across people that have just a beautiful energy. And I'm not saying because they do things or they give you things, but it's just because of the way that they are. But I have seen so many people lately kind of step up, which makes me feel good about what they're bringing.
Well, not only being kind, we get something out of it too, because it makes us feel good to do things for other people. And
so your love language is service too, then.
We can make the world a better place, one random act of kindness at a time.
Yeah, but what if you come across people that aren't grateful or take your kindness for, you know?
You can't worry about that. That's what I wanted to say too. Only you can let somebody steal your joy.
There was video interruptions.
Oh, it's okay. Only you can let somebody steal your joy. So if somebody's being negative, like I said, block them, delete them, get away from them, change your religion if you have to. You don't let anybody take your joy. If you think somebody's throwing at you and you're going crazy trying to figure out who it is, don't worry about it. Just keep being your joyful self.
Well, you know, I have learned with things like that with work, the more energy you give and feed into it with people, the more you manifest it for them. You really do.
And that's why people will tell you that they're working you, because your fear feeds their work.
Well, you have people that definitely try to get in your head with it. And then you have some that are just shady, that are sneaky. But I think a whole lot of energy can be reversed with the way you act.
You do have to keep your protections up, but you don't have to. Relationships, that's another one. People get involved in relationships and they go crazy and they get down on themselves and think they're not worth it. Stop letting them motherfucking people take your joy. You be you. You have to be your own person. And the first act of kindness anybody should do is for themselves.
I was about to say it. I think it kind of comes back towards becoming more authentic, knowing exactly what you want and putting yourself first. And a lot of people have issues with that because they think it's selfish. I used to think that way. When my kids were young, I used to be like, oh, I can't buy this shirt for myself because my kids may need this for school supplies, or I can't go get my nails done because, what if my kids get sick and I can't take them to the doctor because I don't have the money because I put the money on myself. And it was almost like I was waiting for that shoe to drop. And I think a lot of single parents, male and female, feel that way. When you are the sole provider for your family, it takes a lot of energy to say, you know what, I'm going to self-care and love myself, because the fear is, oh, if I do it for me and I don't have it for them, that's selfish, And I think a lot of people have to battle that.
What was it we said at Passover? Dianu. It is enough. I am enough. But and you don't even really have to even spend money on yourself to be kind to yourself.
No, you don't. But I think a lot of parents deal with parent guilt and self-worth.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially if you've grown up in a household where you had a selfish parent,
That's true
real,
too.
and you weren't shown acts of kindness or compassion from that parent. It is really hard to emulate that, because you go one way or the other. You either become a parent that is the same way, or you become a parent that sacrifices or martyrs themselves because they don't want their kids to grow up in that same environment.
I wouldn't know anybody like that.
It's just some that do. It is some that do that. They put their kids on the pedestal and everything is for them. But I do believe self-care is like you say, your first act of kindness should always be to yourself.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that. And I didn't learn that until my 40s. This is beautiful.
It's a shawl.
This is absolutely beautiful.
Or a wrap.
This winter, they're going to be like, I'm going to walk down the street. They're going to be like, what the hell? They already think I'm extra. You don't just fueled it. They think I'm the extra witch around the thing. I'm going to be out there watering my lawn in my whites. Be like,
make sure you got some Clorox.
They're going to be like, what the hell? And y'all, it is soft. The ones that are saying it looks soft, it is soft. And here's the kicker. I can't keep white clean to save my fucking life. So I'm going to put this in a bag somewhere and be scared to put it on, because knowing me, I'm going to spill something on it.
Well,
it is
and
absolutely
if you need
beautiful.
some self-care and you need a hug, you can just wrap this around yourself. Give yourself a hug.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. You guys, if you go to her Etsy, you still have your Etsy with your stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
She has her bags. She has her tarot bags. Y'all, I'm telling you, support. She has knitted me. I don't even have time to go pull out all the little caps and stuff that you have surprised me with, but beautiful. And I love the one that you did that was reversible, the purple and black one.
Oh, the cupcake hat?
The cupcake hat was like my favorite. But she always gives me little room in case when I want to put my hair back in. So yeah, get with her if you're looking for something like this. Beautiful work. Look at this. I don't know how she does it. There's no freaking way. And the design of it too.
It's supposed to be ripples.
Lynna, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But like I said, I'm not always nice. I'm not always nice. You know I'm not always nice.
No, the majority of the time you are. Acts of kindness, I learned so much from this one. I do. And sometimes we need people like that in our lives that teach us to be better people. I think, and it's so crazy because you're a fire sign. Mm-hmm. And she's probably the most considerate fire sign I have ever met in my life. And not saying all of them are selfish or self-centered, because like you say, everybody has their shadow. But you do a lot for people and not even think anything about it. Remember when Mama Star's house, her prayer house flooded? Oh, yeah. And you were like, I was like, where are you at? You're like, I'm over here helping Mama Star dig out her stuff in the mud. And I was like, what? And it's almost like you got a radar. You're always there before, people know they need you. But acts of service, her love language, acts of service. Thank God you have it. Thank God we need you. We need you. We need people like you to show us that there's still stuff like that can be done. And there's people out there that still do it. We were talking last night, and I was talking about the person that sent me a gift, and they were always, oh, mambo, 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 mambo. And then I found out that they were talking about me. And I was like, why would anybody fake kindness? Why would somebody put something out there and then turn around and be backhanded with it?
Because they didn't do it for you. They did it for themselves.
Yeah. You got to be careful, I guess, of people who fake the funk because they want some type of shout out or they want some clout because, oh, I did something nice for you. And that really is disappointing because I don't do anything unless I feel led to do it.
Yeah, because that's me too. I'll do stuff for people, but if somebody asks me to do stuff, I won't do it.
Well, especially too if it's your time and your money. You know, I don't like that. Don't fake with me. Don't spend your dollar with me if you don't feel it. Especially for clout. If you're going for clout, I would probably not be the person that you would want to go for clout with. I would think you would want to go for somebody who's like big with followers and I don't know.
You have followers. I have other friends that are big, but.
And you do. You have big friends. So if somebody was going to do for clout.
But people are just people to me. I mean, I go talk to Obama just like he's a person. I sat there and talked to Winona Ryder for 3 hours.
That's the way I am too. It's just interesting. What do you get out of it when you fake the funk with that?
Because nobody's better than me, and I'm no better than anybody else.
I wonder, does the universe and spirit like keep tabs on that? Like, okay, you did something good, but you did it for what? For this purpose? You did it to get some type of recognition. And then I wonder if the person doesn't get the recognition, do they sit back and go, damn, I spent my money and did this?
No, because just like with the class this week, on Thursday, I did that workshop.
Right, which was good.
Nobody signed up for the class. So I was like, you know what? Y'all can have it for free. If you want to make a donation, make a donation.
You did put it out there.
You don't. It's on YouTube if y'all want to go watch it.
I thought it was interesting. I thought the Animal Speak class was interesting. But here's the thing, what I learned with people, especially with financial obligations. It's probably better that I would rather people not spend their money and not show up versus, them coming in.
Oh, and then they'll use that. I just did it to support you.
Yeah, no. But I think honestly, most people want people to be genuine. Oh, Pretty Yummy Y'all wants to know what YouTube.
I'll put the link in there.
I think a lot of times people that they want that connection, they want something that's genuine. All of us do. Nobody wants somebody that's fake or faking the funk. And I don't want somebody to think, oh, I'm being nice to you because I expect something from you.
Mm-mm. And I don't expect anything. That's what I said at the very beginning. If pay what you can or what you want, or don't pay anything at all. The main thing is I did the work. I already did the work. So why would I want to waste it and keep it away from people when I think that the information is important?
But you were disappointed that nobody signed up.
Well, I was at first, but then I was like, I woke up and I'm 50 years old. I'm not going to let stuff like that stress me out. It would stress me out more and piss me off more if I wouldn't have shared it, because then I would have done all that fucking work for nothing.
What I've learned in my old age, do it and let go of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it and let go of it. You put it out there, and I kind of like, if it clicks with people, it clicks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not the same thing at 20 when everything had to fit like this for me.
Well, everything was all about me at 20.
Yeah, so everything had to fit. But I think at this point, even with money, lending money or things to people, once I put it in your hand, I release it. It has nothing else to do with me, because if I'm gonna attach to it.
But people, if they ask for a loan, should pay it back. Because people you're only as good as your word. So if they say they're gonna pay it back, give me $20, I'm gonna take it. If I ask you to borrow $20, I'm gonna pay you back tonight or tomorrow.
Well, see, that's the difference, though. If you borrow money from me, I'm gonna give you what I have to lose, and that's it. If you pay it back, you do. If you don't, you don't. I never give anything that I can't release from. And at my age, there's very little attachment left in me. There's very little attachment.
Oh, it's called Animal Speak Workshop. People were asking what the class was.
It reminds me, I saw a Facebook post where, and this was before I left, and it was about a girl who the guy took her out to dinner and took her to some restaurant and spent like $600 on the meal. And the argument in the post was,
he might need me. Do you need me to move the truck?
I doubt it.
You need me to move
He probably don't even know your truck is out there.
Okay.
Oh, look at him walking through the house with all his taco meat exposed. You trying to be sexy on the live?
No, I'm just playing games in the garage.
Anyway, with the Facebook post, the guy took the girl out, spent $600. Evidently, he had been trying for a few months to get this girl to go out with him. And eventually she said, yeah. And she said, I will only go out with you if you take me to this particular restaurant. So the meal was $600. And at the end of the meal, the assumption was he wanted her to come back to his house to have sex or whatever. Because he felt like because he paid $600 that she was obligated to sleep with him. Now, some of the men were saying...
He could have got a hooker cheaper than that.
That's what some of the men were saying. Some of the men were saying you could have went and got paid professional to do that. But then you had some men that were saying you did an act of kindness. That was by taking this woman out and taking her someplace that she would enjoy. So at the end of the day, do you really feel like you should get sex, or was she supposed to be happy with that?
Here's the thing too, though. She should not have told him that she would go out with him if he would take her to this specific place. So they both were wrong.
I felt that way too, because I felt like they both played each other. If she got the upper hand at the end.
If she didn't like him, she shouldn't have went out with him. I don't give a shit if it was McDonald's. Remember that? What was that TikTok or something about that guy? And he didn't have a car, so the girl drove him through Wendy's, and she kept being bitchy to the thing, and she turned around and asked him, "What you want?" And he said, "Nothing." And he got out the car
because he knew they were gonna fuck his food up.
Yeah,
because she was being bitchy.
But it doesn't matter if you go to Wendy's or you go to wherever she's talking about. If you don't want to go, don't go.
But it kind of goes back to the fraudulent act of kindness. You did it because you thought you were going to get something out of it.
Yeah, but she was fraudulent too because she knew she wasn't going to give up the booty and she wanted him to take her to the most expensive place.
Well, I think the thing, if you're going there and you're ordering a meal, because knowing that this guy is...
he's going to expect something for $600.
Interesting. Yeah, I felt like they both were wrong with it. I think they both played each other.
They both got played.
Well, they both got played because it wasn't really an act of kindness because he went into it with an agenda. Mm-hmm. He went into it thinking, I'm going to do this for you, but I'm going to get something from you at the end. And when she decided, no, you're not, then, he had an issue. It was an interesting post. And I think because I read somewhere that the guy was trying to sue the girl. And I'm like, how can you randomly...
He probably picked her up and took her.
Well, I think he did. She took an Uber. She left with an Uber, so she did not ride in a car with him leaving because she felt like he was going to try to take her somewhere and force sex on her. So I was like, what the hell is society? And I know it happens. Because I've gone on dates as a single parent where somebody buys me a goddamn Caesar salad and think that I'm supposed to do a Monica Lewinsky on them in the parking lot because they bought me a goddamn salad that I could have made at home. And it was
because Caesar salad ain't nothing but dressing and lettuce.
Girl, please.
They don't even have tomatoes or nothing.
Girl, please. Y'all, one time, I gotta tell y'all.
Even no bacos on
it? Nothing on the Caesar salad. Listen to me, nothing. A friend of mine hooked me up because she was going out with this guy and she was like, oh, he has a friend. That's why I don't do blind dates or anything like that shit anymore. I did it and I will never do it again. So she hooks me up with his friend and we get to the restaurant and the friend is cute. So I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh. So a long time ago, a guy friend told me that when a male suggests something on the menu, it's because that's what his price range is. So if you go out with a man and he suggests a salad, that's because all he can afford is a salad. If he suggests lobster, then that means, he can afford the lobster. So I was like, so I'm looking at this guy or whatever, and I ordered something. I ordered a steak, and he was like, no, you want the chicken thing. And I was like, I really don't. I want the steak. I knew I had money. So I was like, no, I'll go ahead and get the steak. And he said, oh, okay. So we're eating and everything, and he's, buying drinks and all that, being nice. At the end, they bring him the ticket. So he just slides it back over to me. So I slid it back over to him. I said, I'm going to put in for my steak, but everything else, you got 6 drinks. I didn't drink. That's on you. We must have did this, I don't know how many times back and forth. So I got up and went to the bathroom, washed my hands, walked right out that door, got in my car, that son of a bitch was going to pay for the whole ticket. I'm trying to work with you, but you're not fixing to sit up here and play me like a fool. You're not being nice. I could have paid for my own meal. And at the end of the day, I gave the girl, my friend, I said, look, give this to him, my part. But I was like, that's so shitty. It was so shitty. He had an agenda. And I know
he shouldn't have been ordering all them drinks.
Well, I mean,
if he didn't want to buy a steak, 6 drinks cost more than a steak.
He was going to do what he wanted to do. But him sliding the thing to me, the receipt was showing me he had no intention of paying anyway. They probably told him, come be the seat filler or whatever, get to know this person. But my thing is, you asked me out on a date. They told me that this was something that you set up. So no. But it really made me look at people, and my responsibility with how I treat them definitely showed me never show up anywhere without your own money.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, Lisa, he couldn't afford it. Shit, his drinks ended up being more than what the damn steak was. So I don't know if it wasn't that he couldn't afford it. He just didn't want to pay for what I wanted. He wanted me to eat the chicken. I didn't want no fucking chicken. I'm going out on a date. I want to eat what I want to eat. Back in the days when my kids were really little and I was trying to get that meal, then you could have suggested the chicken, with the pasta or whatever, because I would take that home to my kids. Right. But no, at this point, it's like I am of a certain age and status now. I want to eat a fucking steak. But yeah, that was a lesson learned. It
wasn't chicken nuggets, was it?
It wasn't chicken nuggets, but it was. Okay. It wasn't too far away from them. But it was one of those things where I learned at a very early age, and I tell my daughter, don't ever expect people to be kind to you or nice to you. Show up with your money. Show up with the intention that if anything happens, you're going to take care of it. You want your children and people to be in a position where kindness is shown. But we live in a world where you just don't even know with people.
But on the same hand, being kind, you have to know, you have to set limits.
What boundaries?
You really do. If you loan me $20 and then I come back next week and say, hey, can I borrow $50? You better not give me no $50 if I ain't paid you back your 20. People don't loan money on top of money, especially to family.
Well, I think family is probably the least place that you're going to receive acts of kindness. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
Because they expect you to love them anyway.
Yeah.
You sell somebody a dog in your family and an $800 dog, they give you $200 and ask if they can make payments, and it's been 4 years.
Well, they do the same thing with vehicles and things like that. I think that's why people do have issues with family and how much they will put into something. That's why a lot of people have to come up with boundaries.
A family member borrowed $50 to pay a phone bill, didn't pay me back. I drove this family member halfway across the country to move this person there. And then after a few months, they call and ask me for $100 so they could buy groceries for them and their kids. And I'm like, look, you ain't paid me back my $50. And I'm not petty, but I'm not gullible either.
But it's the principle of it. A lot of times we expect blood ties to respect us and be there for us versus non-blood ties. But sometimes the people that aren't blood become sisters. Like Jen said, they become your soul family. Mm-hmm. And I think
a little gang.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, especially with family, have that hard time cutting ties because, people want to be close. Yeah. They want to have those relationships. But I do agree that sometimes you get support from people other than blood. And it is sad. It is sad. I will be there for anybody if they treat me right, if they respect me. But if I have to jump through hoops and go through, mazes to connect, I won't do it. Family or not, I won't do it.
That's why I deleted people that were my family, my blood family. I've deleted them off my Facebook because they were being negative.
Well, you had issues with family being racist last year, because I remember you said that, which is also, too, a hard thing to deal with in the climate, especially the climate that we had last year with Trump and the pandemic. It was a lot.
But
so I can understand that.
sometimes you just got to cut them off. I mean, I still love my family, don't get me wrong, but I don't have to look at that shit on my Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's something that you feel uncomfortable with, you don't have to deal with it. I remember my mom and I think I was 40. We got into an argument, and I could tell she wanted to punch me. And it shocked me. It shocked me that, this woman is thinking about hitting me. And the thing that scared me was that I was going to hit her back. I was thinking, wait a minute, I'm not 8 years old. You're a woman and I'm a woman. If you throwing fists up, then look, it's about to go down. And it shocked me to take that level there with your mother. And so we didn't talk for a year. We didn't talk for a year because I felt like I told her, you didn't respect me. We were having an argument, and the first thing that you wanted to do was raise your hands up. And I was like, you didn't respect me. And it put me in a position where I was going to disrespect you. So we needed space. And we took a year, and we had to heal, and we had to learn how to respect each other as women.
Yeah.
Because she saw me as a child. And I was 40 years old. I was like, look, come on. I just had to cut my grandpa off because he doesn't want to accept me as a reader. He's trying to use my love again. I think that's the hardest thing when family...
But you can be a reader and a part of a church.
Well, not in his eyes.
I am. But it's not... Her spirituality is for her.
But when you have a family that is against it and they know that you love them, that a lot of people will not
but
do.
They
won't go against it.
Secretly ask you for a reading.
Some will, but that's a hard situation to be in. It is. Because she loves him and he knows that, and he's given her an ultimatum. If you want to love me, which I think is really wrong, but he's basically saying, if you want to love me, let this other stuff go and we can establish a relationship, but it's not going to be a true relationship. It's not going to be genuine.
It's conditional.
It is conditional. But that's the whole issue with family, is that sometimes you connect where it is conditional love. I love you if, or only if you do this. That's not good. All his members come to me for a reading. Mm-hmm. And that's normally the way it goes. I always say you got to do what's right for you, what feels right for you. When I first told my mom that I was going to be a Mambo, the whole voodoo thing was so scary to her, I think.
Alien.
Yeah. And it was like, why would you want to do that? People are going to talk. They're going to think about this. And I was like, I'm not worried about what people are going to say. This is me living my truth. This is me listening to my spirits. This is me being guided on my spiritual path. And my salvation was important to me. I didn't give a shit what nobody else thought about it. And I knew that I could have lost her. I was prepared because I felt that strongly about it. And I remember it was probably 6 months after I came back, and we were looking at an African film. And I've told this story before. They had a voodoo priestess in the movie. Mm-hmm. And she was saving the village. And my mom looked at me and she goes, that's what you do. But I think she had to understand what voodoo was for me, mm-hmm. not the movie voodoo with, cursing people and all that stuff like that. But I think one of the things about it was I made my mind up that her thoughts weren't going to change. I was convicted to do it.
Yeah.
So I had to do what spirit led me to do because it was bringing me to the true me. And as a friend, you want to see me as my authentic self. You want me to be genuine. You want me to be real with you. Same thing with you.
To me, though, yes, you're a Mambo, but to me, you're Tonya.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like I've changed. But I think the same.
And no matter what you do.
Exactly.
You're still Tonya.
But I think that's unconditional love. It was the same thing with you converting to Judaism. I was like, oh.
We got good food.
Yeah, y'all do. But I was like, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, you didn't talk about it. And then it was like, I'm converting. And I was like, oh. But I saw how happy it made you. So I was like, well, damn, anything that makes her smile like that, anything that puts her in a place of peace is a good thing for her. It's your journey.
One of the things I learned from going to synagogue is Don't overthink things.
Mm.
If it doesn't bring you joy, don't worry about it.
Well, why would you?
You're supposed, God wants you to be joyful. That's why they drink 4 glasses of wine at one dinner.
That's true. That is true.
They want you to be happy all the time. And if it doesn't bring you joy, you don't need it.
Well, I think the thing that to me is our differences make us more interesting. I do. I feel like if there's something that I don't understand about it, you have opened that door and invited me in. I'm having Passover meal. I love the story of Moses, and when they combined everything to where I understood it, I was like, "Oh, I get this. I'm with this with you." And I know that when I talk about initiations, and I will never do things like this ever again, and you laugh at me and make fun because you already know. But it's one of those things where it feels good to be accepted for who you are. We don't have to be fake with each other. And I think that's what makes a friendship. I tell you everything. I tell everybody everything because that's just the way I am. But it's one of those things where I think you find your place when you become more comfortable with who you are and you stop worrying about what other people want for you. It's what do you want? It has to make sense to you.
It does.
You have to be kind to yourself. If you put yourself in a position where you are uncomfortable, to me, that's not being kind to yourself.
Why are you punishing yourself?
Exactly. Why would you?
Why do you want to sit there and be on Facebook with your friends and look at all kinds of negative stuff? Whether it be somebody who's racist, somebody who's a Trump supporter, or somebody who is playing the victim. Oh, poor me, somebody's throwing at me, or this person's doing it. No, you.
Well,
anyway,
it's hard to support people when they're not genuine.
Yeah. Well, and if you try another thing is if you try to help somebody, say someone has victim mentality, and you try to help that person and you counsel that person, and it does no good. It's like beating your head up against a wall, a brick wall.
Well, it's true.
And they keep on and on. After a while, you get tired of looking at it.
Well, they get tired of it. Here's the thing. When I went through my divorce, I slipped into victim mentality because for some reason it was important to me that other people know how bad I'm hurting because it made people want to nurture me.
Mm-hmm. But you have to nurture yourself first.
Exactly. It came to a place where it was draining people and they started to pull away because my neediness and my need for them to come nurture me and fix this and hate this person because I hate this person or connect with me on this. It's a low vibration energy. But for the victim, for that small pocket of time, you're getting what you need. You're draining people. And some people get stuck in that. I came to a point where I didn't like it. I did not like it. It made me feel very weak. It made me feel very, I just felt like I wasn't progressing and I snapped out of it. I went to therapy. I got myself together. I salvaged the friendships that were still there, but people got drained. They didn't want to be around me because that energy, I was sucking them dry. And I was okay with that. And I have to be honest with it. I was okay with it. We have friends, mutual friends that we've dealt with that with. And it just, at some point, now you see it and it's like, okay, I got to cut this. Because I already know where it's going because I've been on the other side of it.
Yep.
So let's see, when I go through things, I just say to myself.
But it is okay to lean on your friends, but not to become dependent on them.
True.
And enough of the pity party. Your friend, trust me, if they're real friends, they'll be there for you. Mm-hmm. You do not need to post a pity party on Facebook to have people comfort you.
Some people though are going through some things so heavy though that they need it. And I think what happens is, like with me, you fall into a pocket of this energy feels good to me. It's intoxicating. Nurture me. Yes, nurture me. This person hurt me. They did a bad thing to me. Nurture me. I think the issue is though, true friends will pull you out because they won't They'll be like, if you have a friend like me, I'd be like, come on, I'll cry with you for a day, but after a day, come on, what are we doing?
Right.
Let's get some type of strategy. Don't feel like you always have to go into hermit mode. I think women have that.
No, I'm not saying go into hermit mode.
No,
I'm just saying you don't have to broadcast it constantly.
Yeah,
over
Jen
and over.
was talking about hermit mode, and I think what happens with people, especially women, especially single parent women, they don't want to appear weak. They don't want to appear to need help because it's like, oh, I don't want to be the woe is me. But sometimes you need it. I was going
to say that too. You have to allow others that want to help you to help you.
Yeah.
You can't just do it on your own. But a true friend will be there to help you, and you won't have to beg for it.
Yeah. A lot of single parents deal with that because it's like, where's the boundary? How do I ask for help without becoming too dependent on it, codependent on it? And it's because people, for a lot of single women, a lot of single parents, especially single parent women, get a lot of flack because of decisions that they make.
Mm-hmm.
You'll always hear it. Who told you to have all these kids? Who told you not to finish your college education? Who told you to connect with this guy? It's always somebody looking for that negative issue of it. And so for women, it's like, I gotta be strong. I gotta pull up my pants and walk in the room like I own it. We've all been there.
Put your big girl
we
panties
have
on.
And that shit can be very draining. It can be very lonely. And a lot of women go through it. And I'm pretty sure men too. It might even be worse for men. Because they're supposed to be men.
Because they're trained not.
Yeah.
They're trained
toxic
to be,
masculinity.
Mm-hmm. They're not supposed to cry. They're supposed to be strong.
Even for single parent women, a lot of them don't feel like they can cry. I don't know how many times I laid up in a bed at night knowing I ain't having money to pay the bill, and went in there and made ice cream sundaes for my kids because I didn't want them to know.
Yeah.
So I think the thing about it is that if somebody extends kindness to you, take it. Take it. We are in a place where we need it now. I think a lot of people understand how not to abuse it, but I think a lot of us really, we're so scared to post things because you don't want the negative post to come back. A lot of people don't have compassion or empathy. I see it on Facebook. Who was it? Somebody was she was heartbroken because her fiance called off the marriage. And, I'm sure that was devastating. And then people were like, oh, you should have saw it coming. Oh, he probably is marrying another woman. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, somebody's always got to throw a negative spin on it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so you're going to kick this person when they down? And that makes you feel good?
But they'll do it even when you're up.
That is true, too. Haters.
Just like Walker graduating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went to Catholic school his entire life. My family's not Catholic. Somebody's got to say something about it. Why you let him go to Catholic school? Because they have a better education.
Well, it was your choice.
In my opinion.
It was your choice as a parent.
Nobody helped me pay for that except for me, so it's really nobody else's business.
Well, I guess you are right. People, you can't be too happy because then that would be an issue. But then that kind of comes where people become authentic because then you're trying to balance, what can I show people?
Well, that's why you got to get away from the negative people.
Yeah.
Don't let them steal your joy.
Yeah. I mean, really, I'm like you. I don't want anybody in my camp that is, I don't know, you're not supporting. I mean, you don't have to be behind me 100%. I'm even for people who can be real with me and say, that thing that you did was stupid. I'm open to that. But it's how somebody comes to you. Are they coming to you out of love? Or are they coming to you out of jealousy or hate? So it really depends. Like y'all said, people are so relentless online. But Jen is right. You got to protect your energy.
Yeah, always have your protections up. But at the same time, you can help yourself by removing yourself from a negative situation.
And setting healthy boundaries.
If you can. I know it's not always possible, but even in the worst relationships, marriage with kids, abusive, whatever, you can get out. You can get out. And I have I know this lady, and she's so scared to leave because she has 4 kids.
Which is hard, because how are you going to feed them and take care of them? I think
that's true, but you can get help. But if you stay, and your son sees how their dad treats their mom, so he grows up and treats his wife that way, and your daughter sees how you're being treated, so she grows up to be abused too. And they know when their parents are hurting. A kid does not want to see their mama cry. So it's better to get out of the situation. You don't have to take, they can have visitation, but you need to remove yourself from a bad situation.
It's a big jump. It's I was in a very emotionally abusive relationship or marriage, and I left because I didn't want my kids to take on that energy. I ain't gonna lie though, I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
And I had 2.
It's scary.
I was scared shitless.
I left when my 2 were real little too.
Yeah. The first thing is, it's like, how am I gonna take care of them? Am I gonna be able to feed them? Are we gonna be homeless? Are we gonna have to go to a shelter? You're taking your kids out of a situation where they have a room and they have their things to something that you don't even know what the hell it's going to be. But I do agree with you. I think any option is better than staying in an abusive situation, because there's no end.
And
to that.
I also don't think that you should get married just because you're pregnant or you have a kid with somebody either. Well, because it goes through the same thing. If you're getting married because of a kid and you don't love each other, that kid's going to know that.
No. I think people deal with situations as they come. But I think the whole thing about it is...
I mean, I'm not saying don't get married if you get pregnant. I'm just saying get married because you love somebody, not just because
How many people
pregnant.
really get married, though, for the right reason? We could do a whole nother talk on this. How many people actually get married because they're just so in love with the other person? People get married because of security. People get married because the situation, maybe they're trying to move out of their house. Maybe they're running from their culture. There are people that marry for love, but I wonder what the percentage is.
I'm sure it's not high.
Yeah, I wonder. So we probably
I'm just saying,
we could do a whole nother talk, because I would be interested in that. I married for security. I'm not going to say I didn't think he was a good man. I thought he was going to be a good father, a good provider, and he turned out to be a horrible husband. So I didn't factor in everything when I made that decision.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder. But I wouldn't do that shit again. If somebody was going to be husband over here,
if you know how they say, if you could go back, would you do it again? Here's the thing. I would have to know the exact dates I got pregnant and sleep with that person so I'd still have my kids.
But would you still have your kids though? You would, I mean.
But I wouldn't marry him. No.
Would I would have left his ass on the beach. It should have left his ass on the beach. But I think it was one of those things where you live, you learn. If you can walk away from it and have the testimony, then it's the testimony.
Every choice we've ever made has led us to where we are right now.
And that's true. And spiritually, with everything that I've learned, that there are lessons that we have to go through, because it does shape who you are. I'm a completely different person than I was when I married him. He tells me that all the time.
Me too.
He tells me that all the time.
But I know my boundaries and I stick up for myself.
Yeah. So in a way, that
it
lesson
taught me to be stronger.
Yeah, I agree. Could we have gotten to this place though without that? That's interesting.
We would have probably learned it somewhere else. It still would have been a life lesson.
It would have been with someone. Oh, Coco said the new judge from divorce court says love is not enough. I agree. I think because there's days you wake up in a relationship where you feel like you're in love. There's days you wake up where you can't stand the person. There has to be something more that anchors you to a commitment.
I think you should marry your best friend. Not you. I don't want to marry you. But I'm just saying.
I would be phenomenal. I would be phenomenal to you.
In general, you should marry somebody who's your best friend, because I'm going to put it to you straight. You're going to get to a certain age and that shit ain't going to work no more. And then what?
Well, what shit ain't going to work? Are we talking about,
That shit
Well,
is gonna be limp.
we not calling that on
it-
nobody because
it-
I'm 53. My shit got to continue to work for at least the
I'm
next
not
20
talking about
years.
necessarily a woman. I'm talking about a man. Not gonna. It's just you can get penile implants or whatever.
Just get you a young buck.
I'm just saying, when y'all get old, the shit's gonna stop working, and when it does, what are you gonna do? Throw daggers at each other through your eyeballs, looking at each other like you're crazy because you don't even really like that person?
Well, like Coco say, you know, you want a spiritual connection, and I will agree, twin flames are not always.
They very rarely are healthy.
Very rarely.
Twin flames are not meant to be healthy. Twin flames are meant.
There's a lot of growth.
Lessons.
There's a lot of growth that goes with a twin flame. I have seen maybe 4 that are on social media that married and it actually is working, versus you talk about a vast number of people who have connected with their twins. Can it work? I'm pretty sure with a lot of work and compromise, yes.
They're usually very violent situations.
Well, some of them, I mean, that I've seen have turned into abuse, but I feel like a spiritual connection, if you have somebody who, they don't necessarily have to believe in what you believe in, but they have to respect it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think it would be great to have somebody who does believe as you believe, you know, but that it is harder to find people like that nowadays. You know, we got all these hotep people out here that, you know, a woman is, you know, powerless under a man and a man has to be over a woman. And it's just like, oh, that's not for me. Mm-mm. And you do have some cultures where, you know, it's not equality with spirituality. Right. So that would be hard. But you got a lot of men out here saging themselves, wearing crystals and putting crystals in between their balls to match your yoni eggs and all that stuff like that. And they fucking, you know, the librarian down there in the spiritual section. So I don't know. That would be interesting. How do you make that connection? We could even talk about that too one time. Spiritual connections. What's real, what's not real? Soulmate, twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine, karmic. There's so many different ways that you can look at it, but you got a lot of people out here faking the funk. Same thing, you got YouTube witches, you got all these YouTube spiritual men that are beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I still can't get over the butter on the candle.
Who was that? Hoodoo Delish? Well, it was a guy that was on Facebook last year rubbing butter all over him. He was the spell. So, I mean, how can you like walk in the room and your man is on the bed just covered in butter? How could you not laugh and think that's cute? I mean, I would think he was batshit crazy, but I would slide on him. I would slide on, because to me, I would be like, you know, this is new. But I would honestly, that might not be a long term.
Too much friction, that should catch fire.
Yeah, you know, depends on real butter or what margarine or what you're using. Oh, but yeah, Coco, we'll do that next time. Let's talk about spiritual connections, soulmate, twin flames, because I don't think they're all bad. I mean, I think that they all serve a purpose. Are there valuable connections out there with your spiritual component? Absolutely. Do you need to learn from these people? Yeah. I've dated a couple of soulmates, 3. I married one. It was a toxic soulmate connection. One that's in Trinidad, we still feel very connected, but he's been married 6 times because he's not the easiest of people to get along with. He has a very demented view of women, but he is a soulmate connection. But is he the soulmate connection that I would want to be with? No. But it's very hard cutting ties with people like that because you do click on a certain level. But like Elisa said, some of them are very, very toxic. And we can't have toxic love. Not at this point. Coco says, definitely depends on how long we knew each other with the butter. Yeah, that would be kind of weird. You went on one date and then you came in and he was like all buttered up. Like, come on, girl. I'd be like, I think about it.
Probably the
I ain't
guy,
gonna lie.
Probably the guy that paid $600 couldn't afford the oil, so he had to get butter.
It could be. You never know.
He didn't spend all his money on the dinner.
The dating scene nowadays is so wonky. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Let's see, Jen. I have run across a few soulmates. Yeah. We have hundreds of soulmate connections, and I think people are looking for that chupacabra one. The one that is supposed to
Some of them are chupacabras.
That is true. You're right.
The monster.
But
from
I think it's interesting. But we'll talk. We'll research. Maybe we can find some videos on soulmate twin flame connection and kind of go into it, because there's so many different ways you can look at it. But is there one person that makes you happy? I think
that one person should be yourself. Love yourself first.
Yeah.
Because if you can't love you, how the hell you expect somebody else to love you if you don't even love you?
And that's true too. And then I think maybe why not open up to polyamorous relationships too? Is there one person that can make you happy? Or is there 2, 3? I don't know.
It's, the individuals.
Interesting. But yeah, we'll research it and we'll come back and we'll talk about it. But I think Lynna is right. The first love of your life should be you. Your act of kindness should be on you first, and then it radiates. If you're not happy, how can you make other people happy?
Yeah.
If
you don't... okay, how do I say this? If I didn't like this pattern, why the hell would I expect you to like it? So if I don't like me, then how can I expect you to like me if I don't even like me?
Yeah. There's some people still struggling with their shadows of self, hate. Where was it? In Haiti, the Mambos down there are beautiful, 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 beautiful. And somebody made a comment, they're so dark. And I was like,
dark? What do you mean?
Like dark skin, like their complexion
well,
is dark.
Isn't the sunshine out there?
I mean, yeah. But it's like, what? It's like, here's a woman who went through a lot, who should be respected. And the only thing that you can bring her down on is her complexion, which is amazingly beautiful. And so it was like an ignorance. It was an ignorance. And then later on, I kind of pulled away from that person because I didn't like what they said.
Exactly.
And we had a conversation later on, and the person was like, I don't want to get in the sun and get darker because Black people are not cherished. Black skin, Black complexion is not.
Well, it's because of people like that.
Well, somebody told her that at a young age. Somebody told her that. So she was afraid to be darker because she felt like she was unlovable. And I was like, baby, you got some reprogramming to do. Our complexion doesn't mean I'm going to get loved on more than you going to get loved on. A lighter, brighter skinned woman or a white woman could get hurt just as well as a woman that was darker complexion, could get used. But in her mind, she felt like lighter, fair skinned women had some type of, they were on a pedestal. And I was like, that's self-hate.
Mm-hmm.
That's self-hate. So the comment made sense after that, because that's what somebody told her. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, look at that mambo. Look at her dance. Look at her power. Look at her skin glow. Beautiful. Beautiful. And she goes, it is beautiful. She had to see it through my eyes. It's like, why would you not want to appreciate that? We're different, but that's beautiful. And she was like, you're right. It's beautiful. And I hope she reprograms that. I hope she doesn't come back and, dwell back into that Western mentality of, colorism.
Well, it goes even on it. There are other things too. Like when me and my mom went on the cruise, she kept saying, I'm so stupid. Not talking about me, but herself. I'm so stupid. I should have known better. And then she'd be talking about something else. Oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I didn't remember that.
Programming.
But she always would call her. And the whole trip, I'm like, you've got to stop saying that.
Yeah. Self-loathing or self-hate can be a very powerful thing. There are women out there that are full-figured that feel like they have to be a size 2 to be loved. And that's so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're beautiful. They're bodacious. And, even with me, when I started going through menopause and this belly is coming in and I'm feeling out, at first I was really kind of fighting it. I was like, what the fuck is all this extraness? What is going on? I'm working out. I'm trying to eat a salad. And my body was doing what it...
But the men like the trunk.
Yeah, well, my body, it was doing what it wanted to do. It was doing what it was supposed to do. And I had to learn how to embrace it and say, okay, you got to keep it in check for you to be healthy, but you got to let it do what it's doing. And I'm pretty sure if I was butt naked, wouldn't nobody run out the room. I hand to God, I don't think they would run out the room. But if they do, it would be their loss. But it was like I had to look at my body changing. I'm sure the same way a pregnant woman looks at her body going through a transformation, or a woman who's entering her crone stage, like myself, has to make peace with my hair turning gray. The hardest issue for me was pubic hair. Pubic hair was like, oh, fucking no. Like, what is you doing? You got to be waxed off, because it was a sign of getting older that was coming in quicker than what I wanted to accept. So I get where with the colorism and things like that, there's so many things with self-love that we have to readjust and learn to love again, or look at it in a different way. And like you said, I have to put me first. This is beautiful.
I found that getting bigger, it bothered me at first too. But then I realized I get to buy all new clothes.
It has its moments. It has its moments. Oh, and Lisa, the gray hair got you too? I was like, oh, you don't went too far. You don't went too far.
No, when the belly starts coming in, you can't really see it anyway.
True. True. But it literally, it was me learning to do acts of kindness for myself through my transformation.
Yeah, I need to get a napkin.
Wisdom comes, and it starts to make sense. It starts to make sense, and reprogramming comes in. But being kind to myself, I'm learning to really enjoy it. Yeah, it was one of those things. I'm not gonna say. I said it's the change of life. Yes, it is, babe. Throw some purple dye on it and keep it moving. Let them be down there and be surprised. But I had to kind of go back into the self-love. Had to go in and do it, because women get stigmatized for getting older. It's not the same. But I think you're right. Acts of kindness should start with you, first of all, towards you. And then I think it radiates. It just naturally comes out, because now I'm going to do something nice for you. I got to figure out what it is. But your birthday.
Let me tell you what I want. No.
I was going to say, it makes it easier on me. It makes me, I'm one of these people. Tell me, give me, put it in my link. Put it in my box.
Probably around September, maybe October.
What you want to do?
I want to go to Mama Rita's.
All right, we got it. Meal, whatever you want to do. We can go gambling a little bit too while we're there.
I ain't expecting you to pay $600.
No, but we're going to be right there by the casinos. Let's go in and try to win a little money or something. We can just make a day of it.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, Jen said she found one the other day and damn near hit the floor. Jen, you be feeling betrayed. You be like, why this dude didn't tell me that my hair was gray down there? Why? I know they saw the gray hair. Nobody said nothing. You be feeling betrayed. Then you be looking at the people like, why you ain't say nothing? They be like, I didn't see nothing.
They scared to say anything.
Yeah. It was like, I wasn't looking for the gray hair. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. Oh, and y'all are young. Yeah. I know some people are listening on this like, what the hell? What the hell? So Lisa say, I was getting dark hair on the West Coast and I love it.
Dark hair.
Oh, dark hair. Melanin is popping. Okay, I've been traveling with my client, lighter skinned woman. People run to tell her how beautiful she is, and they look at me with a blank stare. That's sad. That is sad, but colorism is real, and it has been for a while, and Western society definitely feeds into it, but that's a whole nother topic too.
Yeah, because you can be too black or you can be too white.
Yeah, it's true. So we got the soulmate, twin flame connection. We definitely need to talk about colorism. Y'all gave us some good topics.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gave us some good topics. We got a couple of things that we can go into. But I will say, and thanks for Lynna for bringing this up and being amazing and all this. Acts of kindness are some of the most underrated things that we see and are doing. And hopefully this talk will make some of you think, if you have something extra to give, if you feel led by spirit, do it. Don't question it. Don't worry about if you're going to get it back. I've never given anything and haven't been blessed. Have never.
Yeah.
Even on my last.
I've never had to worry. Well, we talked about that last night too. I've never had to worry.
Tell them about the underwear. Y'all got to hear this story. Tell them about the underwear because it tripped me out, but it's true.
Okay, so I went to jail, and because I'm so nice and sweet and innocent.
That's a whole nother story too.
So I went to jail, and when I get out, I had to go to this halfway house, right? Well, I only had the clothes that I had on. So some of the girls gave me some t-shirts and, those little white shorts you wear in jail. Gave me some of those so I'd have some clothes to wear.
They don't even give you clothes to leave jail with?
No, you leave with what you came in on.
So if you gain weight or lose weight, you just got to squeeze back into whatever.
They might have some scrubs. I don't know. But
okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead with the story.
So I go outside to smoke a 4-month-old stale-ass cigarette and say, thank you, God. Thank you for giving me some clothes. I said, I don't care if I have to wash my panties out every night in the sink. Thank you for giving me some clothes. And I walked back into the dorm, and there was a brand new pack of panties sitting on my bed. Nobody knows where it came from. Then, last time we went to Mobile, I don't know what the deal is with panties and me, but I always forget my underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Get to Mobile, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot to pack my underwear. Open up my bag, brand new pack of panties in my bag.
Her angels give her panties. It's the weirdest thing.
They always cover my ass.
They do.
Literally.
I mean, literally. I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to let you know, look, we got you. But either way it goes, they always send her, and it's a brand new pack of panties.
Unopened, brand new pack.
Yeah. And I'm a testimony. I have seen it.
I get other things too, but yeah, it's pretty prevalent.
Always
with the
panties.
Underwear.
Yeah. Always panties. I'm like, okay. And she'll say it, I forgot my panties. And I'm like, how do you forget your panties? Normally that's the first thing you put in your suitcase is your panties. Panties and toothbrush.
And you're worried about what you're going to wear. So you got to get the right pants to match the right shirt. So you want to wear a dress. What shoes you're going to wear with that. Who cares about the panties?
But she always gets blessed with them. And if I didn't see it myself, I'd be like, Lynna, I have seen it over and over again. Even remember when we were in your house and you were moving some things around and you were like, oh, and it was a pack of panties.
Yes.
It was a brand new pack of panties. So I was like, okay, angels, whatever it is she got going on, yeah, like you say, they covering your ass, covering you. But yeah, let's see how you forget your bra. Yeah, Jen, I'm like you.
Oh yeah, it's easy to forget a bra too.
That's the first thing I put in the suit. In fact, every time
because I drive with no bra.
Oh, see, no. In fact, whenever I come from a trip, I put panties and a bra in so that it's already in there. My bags stay packed. I'm always ready. But I could not be somewhere, even though in Haiti, I was going commando. I really was. And I enjoyed it so freaking much. I ain't even gonna lie. So I could kind of see where that may not be a big deal, but just that they always show up is just amazing to me. Let me see. Help me understand. Left my bra. Was on my way to Houston. Got to Georgia. Lord have mercy. But she probably was driving like you. No bra on. Let me see. Angela, they don't give you nothing. You have to have someone bring you something if you have. Oh,
no. I was in jail. And it was Arapahoe County Jail in Colorado. But she said they have donated clothes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at least, goddamn, that she can give you something at the end of it.
Not in regular jail.
Damn.
You leave with what you came with.
So if you have somebody picking you up, it's advisable. Like, can you bring me some? I mean, because I'm pretty sure you want to get into something anyway. Lord have mercy. I don't learn something new. Okay, they didn't give. And I'm pretty sure it varies by state. Texas, they probably don't give you shit either. I'd be surprised. Let me see. And that's been many. They don't give you ish, and that's been many moons ago.
Well, in the prison, though, in Texas, they'll let people send you clothes for you to go home in.
Oh, I'm surprised because Texas is so hard-assed. So hard.
But it depends too on the unit, because they have state jail, then they got the prisons, but then they also have private prisons that they send inmates to, these private prisons. So their rules at private prisons are different, right, Alyssa? She said she worked. Like, what's that one in Marlin? There's a private prison in Marlin.
Let's see. Texas does. It started in 220 in a program. I worked for the Mark style unit.
I don't know what that is.
I'd be surprised. I really would. She said, yeah, private is different. Texas, shit, they make you pay for every goddamn thing. I can't see them giving you anything free. Anything. But I mean, I ain't trying to go to none of them at all.
All expense paid vacation.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I done went through, I don't know how many ceremonies and initiations. I don't like being locked up. I do not like having to eat what people serve me, and I don't like not being able to get up and leave. So I already know it wouldn't work for me. It would not work for me. But I mean, hey, who knows? Yeah. I mean, really, for you to go through all that and be the person that you are says a whole lot, because some people come out changed.
Yeah. There's a lot of jailhouse religion.
Well, too, and I'm pretty sure people lose faith. They lose faith in there, Some people find faith.
They give you ugly brown panties in jail. No.
Okay, so I was blessed last night, but went to 600 and went in with 50 to play, enough to buy the drink. Damn. Angels always come through. I always say spirit will. I mean, it's on their time, but I think a lot of times if you put it out there, yes, they do come through. I've always been blessed.
Me too.
I have. I
haven't worked in 4 years?
Yeah. I'm grateful. Even when the stuff is not right. Even when it's not right, I'm grateful. You brought it to me. You brought something to me. So I got to figure out how to use it. And then it'll go from there. But yeah, the brown panties, ugh.
I don't think I could do brown panties.
I can't stand brown or white panties. But hey, I guess if you got to put something on, you got to put something on. At least you're getting something.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So next week we are going to do soulmate twin flames connections, spiritual connections.
Okay.
Love connections. That should be real interesting. I wonder who
Wasn't there a TV show called Love Connection?
I think so. Yeah, where they had 3 people on the side, on the other side of the wall, and she asked questions.
The original Bachelor.
Yeah, and they asked her. She would ask them questions, and then of course the one that answered everything was
I know we had to love both.
But yeah, love connections. So all right, you guys. We will be back next week with Soulmates Twin Flames. What's it all about?
All right. See you guys later. Love you bunches.
Bye. Love you guys. Thank you.